nobody. I know that be talking the same old shit I be talking. They just clean it up.
Yeah.
See, y'all won't let me do no shit like that.
Nah.
See, I have to put a little cursing in my shit and y'all won't even buy it. Due to the fact that there are some people
Still hate. I feel like I'm enough to go around. So I'm in and out the twins. In my big boy truck, younger than the rims. I welcome the wealth, but it come with sins. Niggas turn their backs on him, now they stomachs thin. Pound, yen, stacks on 10. Whopper turn to the max with the racks on him. I took a loss, figured I'd make it back off then. Look at the cross, exhaust off the lack gold rim. I get it in. Sure, they say she love the way my swaggers and my lifestyle's unlike the ordinary rappers. All the shit is what he is, and he really got the sig. Next thing I know, I had both my titties round his dick. Shit, you know I beat her like a thief. White beamer by the beach, white beater in my sneaks. Non-believers in grief. Silence your beef, you can have it any way you want. Violence and peace.
them same ones be talking about I'm dirty, be buying my shit and hide it.
Yeah, microphone check 1 2. Line of crew up, it be a crew I run through. I ain't a motherfucking school punk who kung fu won't matter when that ratter go boom. Where I go, the chatter go too. A part of the industry that I won't do. Matter of fact, it's washed up. Y'all can have it back. Magna rap, yeah, I'm stuck to the street. I'd rather that. Whip shitting back to back. They need a shovel truck, been doing my thing. Still sound like I'm coming up. Same state, different sluts. Niggas complaining, I don't give a fuck. You know I don't live for buck. Not even the red sit when I'm bent. Rain Man, I make it shower like Kemp, yeah. Hit the casino with tall G's, and I'll be out by the palm trees while you in long sleeves.
I do not resent that. I'll take the sales any way you want to give them to me.
See you at the top, niggas.
But I thought it wasn't fair to the people.
G-Units, hot drops, niggas. True G's.
The life of a fly nigga until the day I die. To the death for my niggas, we run the NY like Diddy in the marathon, blowing on the marijuana, sipping on the Perrier. Got a million niggas marching like Farrakhan, and a couple $1 million worth of jury on, with the Yankee New Eras on, and the blue Paracons, hopping out the coupe that I just put in terrors on. No need to carry on with the 6 series on. I'm at the Rucker game cheering J Terry on. The chicks came through just to get near a dawn. I take them out the park just like Mary Bonds and slide on home, ride on chrome. At the same time, getting tongue tied on dome. All eyes been on me for quite some time now. First in the hood, I slice them dimes down. Then in the studio, I write them rhymes now. I still got an infrared sight them nines down. I live the life of a fly nigga until the day I die. To the death for my niggas, we run the NY. Yeah.
Oh, champ. Run up these likes, run up these likes, run up these likes. Ladies and gentlemen, Young Thug just called out Akademiks because he is inciting gang wars in Atlanta. Yes, champ. He been inciting gang wars since the war in Chirac. But now it's pretty obvious that your boy Livingston Allen, aka DJ Akademiks, has indeed been starting nonsense. Alright? Young Thug was interviewed and he says, hey, look, man, this guy is definitely the one pushing violence in Atlanta and etc. Listen, man, I want y'all to make sure y'all smashing the like button and sharing the video, man. We're gonna jump in. I ain't gonna waste no time, gang. I ain't gonna waste no time. Let's get into it. Salute to the chat. By the way, make sure you're hitting that hype button too. Okay? Hype button. Alright? Or champ, look.
It would be so burnt. Yeah. Because you got the same people on the internet years ago saying y'all nigga that fake beef with each other shit. Now y'all going to jail.
Y'all done for, yeah, right.
Now when we act like we cool, now they like, man, you know what I'm saying? You got a nigga like Akademiks. Like, how Thug and Lucci gonna get cool? Now all the young niggas on both of their side crashed out for nothing. But it's like, you gonna say they crashed out for nothing if I make them go try to kill Lucha, or if you make somebody go try to kill me, you gonna say they crashed out for nothing.
Right.
And then if me and Lucha become cool, you gonna say they crashed out for nothing. It's just like you can't win.
You can't win, yeah.
You know,
and that's part of the formula.
I want to respond to that. When I spoke about Lucci and Thug, I was very happy that they actually became cool. Very happy. I'm actually very happy that they became cool. You see, the problem I have with this Young Thug story is that Young Thug is still portraying that he's the only one that's in the story. You got indicted with about like 20 people, brother. And your life is not more important than theirs. Your family, your sister, as you were portrayed, you said, yo, well, my brother could do it because my mama was crying. Everybody has a mama. Everybody has a story. The thing with rap, we only care about the top guy. So we don't care about these other people. We don't care about the victims. We don't care.
You don't care. You're right. You never cared. You never gave a damn. I mean, hey, y'all barely care about the main character too, right? Yeah. Y'all don't care about the people on the sidelines. Y'all don't give a damn about the main character because it don't matter. Content is content to people like you. So whatever comes out, you speaking on it, don't matter. Right? Yeah. Y'all niggas have went full Wendy Williams on niggas, bro. Wendy Williams had absolutely no type of what's the word I'm looking for? Wendy Williams didn't care what she said, bro. She'll talk about something that's sensitive and don't care. Like, Shorty drew the line. She's drawn the line multiple times. Y'all took it times a million. Now people don't care no more. I remember when Method Man crashed out because Wendy Williams was talking about his wife who was dealing with cancer. Crashed out on Wendy, right? Now y'all taking it further. Y'all taking it past that. F who's dealing with whatever. Y'all gonna talk about it and y'all gonna flip the narrative into something different or worse, right? That's how y'all doing it. That's how y'all moving, right? Cool. Not cool. But how in the world you gonna try to act like you sensitive to the subject of other people being in this whole YSL Rico? That doesn't make sense, right? Salute to Living Live with 199 in Town Taxes, who says Town Taxes run up the likes. Yes, run them likes up, gangs. Please and thank you. We're gonna get back to this, man. We're gonna get back to this. This is nuts. Go ahead, champ.
About everybody else's lives that got ruined. We only care that you could come back to give us good music. We love you, Thug. We want you to give us good music. But, you know, if I have a platform, I didn't build my platform appeasing to y'all. So I'm going to tell the fans the reality. Oh, of course it's a good thing that Thug and Lucci are cool. But it's definitely a signal and a symbol to everybody who might not be in this particular situation, but might be in a situation with someone else where you got the moneymaker who's telling you or instructing you to go crash out. That's what my message was. Don't crash out. Because them niggas gonna be cool at one point. The thing what Thug won't talk about is, what about the guys who died? And what about the guys who are in prison? It sounds cool that y'all making music together. We don't care that much about you. We don't know your mama. We don't know his mama. We don't know y'all. But why don't you ever talk and speak to them? Because this is where a lot of the street shit always just gets hypocritical. And yes, it's hypocritical on all sides.
It's hypocritical to somebody who hasn't been around it. Salute to Benny the Butcher, man. The rapper from Griselda. He made a very good point today. He said that this rapping thing is no longer cool for the voice of the streets. They said that hip hop has went full nerd. It's nerdy now. It's a bunch of nerds. It's a bunch of nerds in media talking about things they don't know what they talking about. It's a bunch of bozos who don't understand the experience or understand where hip hop comes from or the culture. They just coming in and bringing their own nerdy narratives into the culture because they don't really know nothing. So now people who are similar to them, other bozos, are continuing to push foolish narratives and making what hip hop came from look lame. How are you gonna make the foundation of hip hop look lame? That doesn't make sense. It's too many bozos and nerds coming into the culture and don't know nothing about the culture. They just jumping on waves. They either clout chasing or they grifting. It's either or. Speaking on things that they don't understand. And then trying to flip the narrative, acting as though that where hip hop comes from is lame and that it's now in new hands now. You feel what I'm saying? But to be truthful, hip hop always been pretty much, governmental, if you want to be real, because the main priority of the hip hop industry has been to lock up a bunch of black people. And it's been that way since the early 90s. So as soon as hip hop got into corporate hands, we been doomed. So when you see these bozos talk about they trying to save hip hop, they sound dumb. They ain't trying to save no hip hop. They trying to get your money. That's what they trying to do. There is no saving something that's not meant to be saved. When you talk about saving hip hop, you might as well say you trying to save gang culture. I'm just saying. Saying you gonna save hip hop is about the same as you saying you gonna save gang culture. Hip hop is at its lowest. And it'll continue to get low. Because people want notoriety. People want to be talked about. So they're gonna do the most clout chaserist types of activities that they can do. That's just the name of the game. But I don't know where bozos like you feel the need to speak on things and call street stuff hypocritical. You don't get to call street stuff hypocritical when you can't relate to anything that is street. You haven't witnessed it. You haven't lived around it. So when do people get to call street stuff hypocritical when you're not in it? You're not selling dope. You're not a gangbanger. You haven't witnessed any gangbanging. You haven't seen any dope get sold. You haven't seen fiends roaming around. You haven't seen your family members get strung out on dope. You haven't seen that type of struggle or that type of environment for you to be talking about what's hypocritical in the street. You're not from there. You are not from there. You not come from there. So you don't understand anything because you haven't lived around it or been around it. So you goofies, these goofies, and the other goofies that jump in the culture that don't know nothing, think that everything that's street is all of a sudden just hypocritical. No, you're hypocritical. You don't know what you're talking about because you don't have the experience. You ain't been in it. What do you know about it? Nothing. You haven't seen it. Run up these likes, gang. We're going to keep this going.
Because us as fans, we have an insatiable appetite for fuckery. But you guys, a lot of times pass the buck on accountability. My message was not that you and Lucci. Again, I'm not a street dude. I understand the street perspective because a lot of street dudes have told me that. They're like, yo, I can't believe there's been bloodshed and y'all linked up. Allegedly, you put 2 hits on Lucci and y'all cool. That's what street dudes are saying.
It's happened before. Out there in the West Coast, they've had plenty of times where ops have united. Hey, we're going to take this time to not beef. We got a blood set and a crip set, a random blood set, crip set in LA, and today we not beefing. Nipsey Hussle put on a blood member that was one of his ops. I'm pretty sure both of their hoods have shed blood and lost their members, right? It's happened. Why are y'all acting like it's foreign for Lucci and Thug to make up, even though people lost their lives? Champ, it happens all the time. It's been happening. There's like I said, there's times in the West Coast where they have some peace between the gangs. I don't know how long that lasts before they start beefing again. But it happens. Nipsey Hussle was pushing for it at one point, right? You seen Kendrick Lamar do the pop-out show and all that with a bunch of different gang members with the rolling 60s up there with other members, right? People who they would deem to be ops, they all up there. Yeah, and guess what? Them hoods been unaliving each other's gangs for years. So what's the foreign thing about Young Thug and Lucci coming together? Shouldn't y'all be happy that niggas is together? But then again, Thug is saying, hey champ, you are actually promoting and igniting beef between Atlanta artists. Which is true. You've been doing this. You made a career out of pushing beef. Like with the Little JoJo situation in Chicago. And Lil Jojo beefing with Chief Keef, Lil Reese, and all them, Fredo Santana and all them. Yeah, you was the main dude pushing the beefs. You been doing it. This is how your career came up. That's a fact. But let's continue, man.
That's not what Akademiks is saying. What Akademiks is saying is that, damn, there's a kid that I know is thinking that if he go down the path of YSL Woody and he starts toting a gun or he starts banging whatever gang in hopes that the guy who's the leader or the popular rapper, because he got to stand on business for the image that this guy's rapping about, everything is going to fall in their favor. My message is this, and I would like for Thug and any rapper to address it. Y'all tell me the pawns get sacrificed. Do they not? That's my whole message. The pawns get and got sacrificed. That's it. They died. They went to jail. That's it. I don't care if y'all make music. I do love the fact that y'all making music. But I hope when, the one big thing about Thug I've been saying, Thug's still been trying to act like, it's still hunky-dory. It's not. Like, when I hear these other people that now have voices, whether it's Woody, some of these other guys who have now spoken, some of them went on Vlad, all of them are talking about how their lives is fucked up. It's over. Their families have been torn apart. They lost loved ones. And Thug is the only one who's just still saying, I made music with him. Why y'all mad I made music with him? That's not what nobody mad about. People are saying, what accountability do y'all take for sending niggas on missions to ruin and losing their lives and freedom?
Nigga, this been going on since ages. What the hell you mean no accountability for sending niggas? Yo, let me tell you something. we shut up. That's number one. Let me tell you something. You ready? Shut up, nigga. What accountability do you have for sending niggas? Niggas get sent through missions on a regular basis. They doing a drill. This is gang culture, chap. Yeah. Thug was a known blood in Atlanta. Under the sex, money, murder umbrella. Niggas said, what responsibility do you have for sending niggas on missions? Nigga, they're a gang. Yeah, gangs do missions. Yeah, nigga. And niggas agree to do it. Did you know that, champ? Niggas been doing missions since before you was born. By the way, yeah. Niggas been doing missions. This ain't new. Niggas be trying to play this little civilian card to people who don't understand what the culture, what gang culture is, what that is. Yeah, champ, if people have beef, they gonna send niggas on missions to do drills. That's a fact. Don't matter what gang it is, this has been the culture of gangs for a very long time. If we are gonna pretend like, hey, everyone should be held accountable for that, then hold every big homie accountable in every gang known to man then. Because that's literally what it is. Niggas trying to say, but wait, what about the dudes who did the missions? Nigga, you could say that for every single gang in existence. Why are you trying to make a false point? Like, this is not a point to be made. This is stupid. This is dumb. This is why what Benny the Butcher said today, niggas, there's too many nerds in this hip-hop thing. This hip-hop sphere got too many nerds who don't know the culture pretending that they do. They're not anyone. They don't know anything. They speaking on the street stuff, they don't get it because they ain't seen it. They don't know anything about it. They don't know anybody. And nobody knows them. You feel me? Like, y'all niggas just feel free to speak and call everything hypocritical that's literally simple to understand if you understand the gang culture or gang politics, right? Niggas been doing drills and all that. What do you mean? But their families is ruined and their lives is... Nigga, plenty of people's lives have been ruined. And etc. From gang banging. Yes. It's been happening. This ain't new. Why niggas trying to act like this is new and Thug is so wrong, nigga? Listen, Thug beat the case, right? The nigga beat whatever case they gave the nigga. He beat it in a fair trial, correct? Well, it wasn't all the way fair though. I ain't gonna lie, but it became fair. You feel me? But this is a stupid narrative to respond with because what you saying don't make sense at all.
Could we have that talk, or is that talk outside the scope of what we should talk about? We should just be happy that y'all could make some cool collabs. If that's the case, y'all got it. But my platform, you gonna be who you gonna be. You're Thug. He's Lucci. I don't give a damn about both of y'all. What I do care about is that if my platform that does promote some of this shit, I want a kid who think that it was all cool to bang that YSL shit and keep it going. I want to tell that kid, don't ever do that bullshit. Because you're the one that's gonna lose. He's gonna win. You're winning right now, Thug. I'm talking to that kid. I ain't talking to you. I ain't talking to Lucci. Because nothing ever happened to y'all. Even though allegedly some things may have tried to happen to Lucci. Whatever. But I'm talking to that kid. That's where I take my platform seriously. People never understood when I did the War in Chirac. When I
Shut up, nigga. Talking about you was trying to help kids. Nigga, who you help with your content? Who did you help with your content, champ? I'm curious. What children did you help with these these disgusting videos you've made for over the past decade? Who are you helping? I'm curious. Who are you helping? Who are you helping? I'm curious. With the war in Chirac, nigga, with the war in Chirac, people lost their lives, nigga. People was literally losing their lives. Little JoJo really lost his life. Okay? Somebody did a drill on Lil JoJo, and that was real smoke. And it really happened. So what the hell are you talking about, gang? What are you saying? Nigga talking about, oh, he trying to teach the youth. Teach the youth what? What are you teaching the youth? You're only promoting and inciting street violence by way of online media or social media, for that matter. You're promoting the violence. You are pretty much trying to fuel the fire that is already a beef, and you understand the beef, and now you are the guy that's just igniting the fire to the beef that's already happening. You have to make it make sense. So what are you talking about? You trying to help youth? Oh, so the youth understands that they shouldn't bang. Shut up. Nigga, nobody got that message from you, nigga. Whose life did you save? I'm curious. Now niggas is trying to claim that they saved somebody's life with degenerate content. Make it make sense. How are you saving lives by igniting beef? I don't understand. I don't understand it. What are you talking about, bro?
started the War in Chirac in its very original form, I've said this multiple times, it was sparked even with how I did satire initially, when there were people and sometimes kids that were in Chicago who said, we don't go outside. This wrongdoing is seen as cool. Smoking on your ops, drilling, this and third, we're in fear. Initially, the satire was to try to make fun of the guys who were doing the crime. Why the fuck y'all doing that? Y'all are savages. Obviously, some people in the culture, they took it differently because savages became a good thing. But it was initially to give the voice to the person who was being oppressed by these niggas doing crimes. That's the point. Same with I watched the YSL trial. I don't feel one bit sorry for Thug, Lucci, or none of them. You know who I feel bad for? The grandmas on Cleveland Avenue who couldn't go out to their mailbox because y'all niggas are shooting, because y'all niggas are toting guns, doing this bullshit. That's who I feel bad for.
Shut the fuck up, nigga. What are you talking about? You don't feel bad for my grandma, nigga. You full of it. What are you talking about, my nigga? You're chatting. You feel bad for the grandmothers who's, I mean, nigga, shut up. You ain't never in your life spoken this tune. You capping. Stop it. Cut it out. Now you front. Nigga talking about you feel bad for the grandmothers. I mean, shut up, nigga. Were you there? Do you know the reason why they was shooting? Listen, man. When it comes to living in the slums, these are just products of the environment, man. This been going on since the very beginning. This been going on since the very beginning. Salute to Mr. Towns, man. We gonna get to some comments too. Mr. Towns 90 says Akademiks sounds like a white person. What the F is he talking about? You know what he's talking about, champ? Nonsense. Cause he don't feel bad for nobody, bro. This is cap. Like, who do you feel bad for? I'm curious, like, who do you feel bad for? We don't believe that because, champ, you've been continuously, making a mockery of hip-hop culture, or street culture for that matter, for a long time. You're also a part of, let's not forget, you're also a part of trying to destroy Thug and lie on Thug, calling Thug a rat when he's not a rat. In case y'all didn't know, I know a lot of y'all believe that, but I got connections in Atlanta. Very close connections. One of my closest people is friends with, or was friends with Gunna. I have another friend who's also close to Pee Wee Roscoe. I know about these people, bro. This is madness. This is madness. You dig? This is madness. Like, what's being said here is madness. Champ, you literally created or helped push a narrative that Thug was a rat on purpose. When Seti Nash paid that YouTuber $500, he paid a YouTuber $500 to take down the original Young Thug audio that we already heard last year. And y'all try to push the narrative because y'all got tired of people calling y'all rats and cornballs. Y'all push the narrative to try to bully and make it seem like Thug was telling when he wasn't. When in the whole time when you heard Thug talking about he was gonna give information or he wanted to give his phone number out, he was talking to a girl that was in that room that wasn't a police officer. He was flirting with somebody. That's a fact. If Thug was such a rat, why didn't nobody call him a rat when that interrogation audio first released? It wasn't until niggas started making up lies like Trap Lil Ross, who was the first person to push this narrative. It wasn't until someone like that created that video to push that narrative and act like Thug was a rat, then everyone just started calling the man a rat. It was a joint effort. Y'all niggas are not legit people. All y'all do is try to go after the most official person or the person that people respect the most and try to discredit them or try to make them seem like they're something that they're not, just because you're mad that nobody will ever respect or look at y'all in such a way. Nobody's ever gonna respect Akademiks. Like, women in general will never respect Akademiks. You niggas is mad because y'all don't get the same respect that these niggas get. So now what y'all do is y'all antagonize and create these narratives to gaslight the person because y'all want them to catch a case. Y'all want them to violate their probation. This is what they do. This is what Whack 100 does. Akademiks, Poetic Flacco, Charleston White, all these people, Seti Nash, all these people. This is what they do. This is their MO. Their MO is to come after official people because they not official. These niggas is mad. These niggas is police rats. Little Woody not an honorable person. That nigga is a rat. You're told, nigga. You friends with the police. You're a cop, nigga. You're a policeman. You niggas is cops. And y'all mad because people don't respect y'all. Nobody will ever respect y'all. Y'all niggas is snakes. You move like snakes. You look crazy. Your hairline is nasty. You shape nasty. You shape like an arm. Like, the majority of these niggas is shaped like armadillos. Let's get to that. Like, the majority of you niggas are shaped exactly like rats, nigga. Like unhealthy rats. Not healthy rats, but unhealthy rats, nigga. Respectfully. Alright? Most of you niggas is just like, look at these niggas. Like, you gotta look at who will ever respect these niggas, man? Look how they shape. They shape crazy. They look insane, gang. Like, these niggas don't look good to them. Like, notice the similarities in all of these bozos. Like, no woman likes any of these niggas. You notice that? This is why they do what they do, man. These some insecure rats. These are not rats that look good to women. These niggas would never be honorable. Nobody wants to be like these niggas, man. Like, nobody does. Nobody aspires to be like you. You're a bozo. You're a cornball. You're soft. You're not tough. You've never been in a fight. A bunch of nonsense. Yeah, nobody respects y'all, man. So this is what y'all do. Nasty work. But let's continue.
Well, this is why I like Charleston White, because Charleston gonna go further, and he's a way more extreme than I could ever be. But nobody feel bad for y'all. Y'all are rappers, getting millions of dollars. Enjoy.
So you respect Charleston White, a man that literally hoped that someone's kid gets raped multiple times, but you don't respect Young Thug. Y'all tell me what's worse. Being a gangbanger or being someone who would classify themselves as a rapist and a Geppetto? I'm sorry, this is who you respect. So you say you respect Charleston White, but you don't respect Young Thug or Wild Fan Lucci. But you respect the nigga that's going online to tell other people that he hopes their kids get graped. And that he admittingly says that he grapes women. And that's cool. But if a nigga... but you don't respect Thug or Lucci. That's crazy, right? I've never heard any Geppetto jackets on either of those guys. But you take it upon yourself to say, hey, I respect Charleston White though, because he's more. Charleston White is a self-admitted rapist. He said it. He also hoped and wished that Math Hoffa's 3 daughters got raped and touched. Facts. We can go. I did a whole video on it. Who respects Charleston White? You? Of course you do. You also was somebody that was talking to a 16-year-old boy in a weird manner, correct? Makes sense. But you acting as though you're not a scumbag. These niggas don't have any jackets of them talking to kids weird. They don't have any jackets of being rapists or Geppettos. But the people that you surround yourself with, including yourself, have these jackets. Right? Didn't Whack 100 say you tried to delete yourself because you felt like everybody turned on you when you was talking weird to a 16-year-old boy, which was weird? Yay or nay? I'm curious. You dig? Keep politics out the chat. I'm gonna say it one more time. Keep politics. This is not about politics. I'm gonna ask one time to keep politics. If you talking politics in the chat, you gotta go. I'm not a political YouTuber, man. This is not about politics. Nothing I do is about any politics. Maybe some street politics every now and then, but we not talking. No, no, champ. We not doing this. But let's keep this thing going.
In life. So I want to make that very clear. I don't care if Lucci, I don't care. I wouldn't even care if Dirk do songs with Youngboy. I would only care for them to take accountability about the people, lives, and freedoms that was lost in the mix. Because rarely do we see, and I know we're going to be constantly reminded by Tupac and Biggie, but rarely do we see the top guys have any repercussions in most of these beats. And we're going to get to Nicki and Cardi in a little bit. But that's exactly what I'm saying. They're talking shit where somebody got to get slapped or somebody got to get stabbed or somebody got to get shot. And who you think going to be doing that? It ain't going to be the women. But yet they're going to encourage and they're going to foster the environment, right? So that's all I'm saying. So I just wanted to correct Thug on him possibly thinking I'm saying, oh, y'all shouldn't be cool. No, y'all should be cool. But I'm wondering where the accountability is for all these people that lost their lives and
nigga, stop speaking on the accountability
and all these other people that went to jail.
Nigga, shut up. Niggas did their time already. That's number one. Number two, yeah, niggas lost their lives because that's a part of how it goes. Yeah. In gang politics, people lose their life. It's a fact. Yeah. Yeah, champ. That's how it goes. I don't know if you know about gang culture, but yeah, people lose their life. That's just the name of the game. It's been going on since the beginning of this gang stuff. People have lost their lives. Yeah, champ. Where's the accountability? Like, shut up, nigga. What are you talking about? And yes, you inciting more. Like, first of all, you inciting more smoke, and you've been inciting smoke. This is what you do. You incite things. You incite all types of gang wars. You've been doing this since the beginning of your career. From the Warren Chirac to this Atlanta, to Atlanta, to wherever it is gets gang violence. Wherever gang violence is prevalent, which is pretty much the entire United States, you've been covering it. Alright? There's a reason why when you went to London and you was at Giggs' party and they tried to unalive you at Giggs' party, that you can't go back to London. You know exactly why you can't go back to London. You know why you couldn't go to Drake's Wireless Fest in London, because the last time you was there, they tried to get you up out of here. And that's a fact. From very reliable sources that I have in the United Kingdom. Champ, you can't even go to London based on the stuff that you did. So how are you trying to act like what you're doing is cool, but people are trying to delete you for it? If what you was doing was trying to teach people not to gangbang and all this madness like you claiming, nobody would have been trying to unalive you out there in London, nigga. But they did, and you know it. You ain't gonna speak on it, but you know exactly why you can't go to London, and I know why. You dig? But hey, let's keep lying because it sound good.
Hell behind it. There's a lot of people like these are real situations, right? And cool, like maybe the song is that hot that we don't need to think about it, but I'm gonna bring it up. Sorry, I got no platform. I'll bring it up. Doesn't mean I'm hating because I'm still gonna listen to the songs too. And that may be the hypocrisy with me too. And I don't think it's just me. I think it's fans. Fans, we love real shit. But then we don't really process all the ramifications of all this stuff, right? Let me keep it going.
On this shit, like, guess keep
You mad
the
that we
content
beefing?
going.
You mad that we cool?
Yeah.
Like, man,
Yeah.
beat it, man. You know,
Right.
it's just certain, you know what I mean?
Right,
Not even
certain
meaning to
shit.
talk about academic neither, cause I don't
Nah,
care
it's,
about that
it's a
shit.
culture of it. It's like
Yeah,
it's
beyond
bigger than him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, totally. Like,
yeah. It's a whole section. It's a whole facet online. Like, it's a sector of online that deals with that type of behavior.
It's another thing I don't like that narrative. We constantly get millionaires who start to blame online for their actions. Oh, y'all want this. Y'all gas this up.
That's a fact. That's exactly what y'all do. Have y'all seen the YouTube titles and the content? Yeah, y'all be gassing stuff up. And y'all be flipping narratives. Y'all be incriminating people. Y'all be making people's cases worse than they need to be because you don't give a damn if them niggas go to jail. You rather see them locked up in the first place. There's a lot of these goofy niggas who want to see niggas locked up, like Charleston White, like your boy Trap Ross, who's a sadist. The nigga's a sadist. The nigga got King Von tatted on the back of his leg. Why do you have a dead rapper tattooed on the back of your leg with the bodies that he caught next to it? What type of weirdo are you? You niggas get off on seeing pain of other niggas. This is what y'all do. I mean, that's gotta be the biggest culture vulture of all time. I mean, this dude goes around trying to paint narratives on people. I seen a nigga make a video talking about how goddamn T Grizzly unalive his aunt, question mark. First of all, why would you say that? Why would you say that a rapper deleted their own family member with no proof? That's nasty work. That's disgusting. But this is the type of content that these guys make. And now Akademiks is mad because Young Thug and whoever this guy is calling it out on an interview. And now he trying to flip the narrative like, oh, I don't like when y'all say that. Of course you don't like it, because you're being called out for the degenerate behavior that you partake in. So of course you mad. You dig? Of course you're upset. This is what it is. I mean, I don't expect nothing less from you. You dig? By the way, if you ain't hit that like button, make sure you hit. I ain't stressed the like. Listen, do the man a favor. Run these likes up, please and thank you. Run up these likes. Run up these likes if you have not. We're gonna get back into this madness. We're gonna get back into it, but get them likes up, please and thank you. At least over 100. Let's go.
Y'all are the reason we be indulging in this. Acting like most of the stuff didn't bring them fame, money, notoriety. They went on tours, sold albums. But they say it's the fans' fault for wanting this. Okay.
For sure.
You know
But I be expressing that because, like, I don't have a problem with him. That's his job. He do what he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? That's his job. That's his career. That's what he do. So you supposed to speak on what you think you know or what you want to say or something about, no matter what it is. Like,
right.
You got your full motherfucking autonomy. Like, you could do that. And you know what I'm saying? But like, I be bringing up that type of shit because I be wanting niggas like Akademiks to look at this interview too and be like, damn, like I am being a hypocrite to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to judge my name, but
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's all love and honor, respect for me, bro. But like, you gotta look at it. He gotta step out of his body. He need to have an out of body experience. and he need to just listen to what he's saying. Like,
The irony of Thug saying this is what we've all collectively as fans, listeners, and onlookers have been saying to Thug since he got out of jail. You got out of jail after almost going to jail for a prison for life, and you start talking about who's a rat, who's a real nigga, wham, let's kill these rats, let's do this, let's do that. And you started being the aficionado on what telling was, and people brought up a situation they felt that you didn't keep it maybe up to your standards. And
Nigga, shut up, because you knew about that audio way before everybody else did. You knew about that audio, bro. It dropped last year. Everybody knew what was going on. Even in the comments, you heard, oh, look at Thug trolling the police because he's trying to free Pee Wee Roscoe. Now, I will say this. It's not normal for someone to try to convince the police to release their mans, because people in general don't talk to the police. But everybody in Atlanta has an understanding of what Thug was doing. Now, here's the thing. People are so insane, they think that Thug is above scrutiny if he did rat. No, there's no such thing on a public level of someone being a rat and it being celebrated. That's not a thing. Now, are there rats that get away with telling? Yes, there are. However, in the hip-hop sphere, as a known public figure, you cannot be a rat and get respect. You seen what happened to 6ix9ine. Nobody respects him. You seen what happened to Real Boston Richie. Nobody respects him or talks about him. If you are a rat on a known scale, period, nobody is going to respect you. If you told, and everybody realizes it, and you no longer get any type of respect. I don't know where niggas is getting all he told. Like, no. Now, people still rock with Gunna for whatever reason, but everybody ain't rocking with Gunna. Please understand. Now, the world don't give a damn who's a rat and who's not a rat. But if your persona was on some gangster rap nonsense or whatever it was, and you sitting up here telling, then nobody believes you anymore. You're a liar. Now, Gunna's career is not necessarily ruined, but Gunna is not the safest person in Atlanta when he's out there. If Gunna is in Atlanta, he needs to have a police escort. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, people listen to Gunna, but I promise you, everybody is not listening to Gunna like you think they are. Yeah, of course people are going to listen to Gunna. Don't get it twisted. Just like people will probably listen to 6ix9ine. But please understand, he is not respected everywhere for what he did. People know what he did. We heard what he did. And yeah, it's nasty work. But let's continue.
and you're like, well, it's different. People have said that's hypocritical. People have called you an hypocrite. So now you're able, when you're speaking about me, you're saying, well, I think it's a little hypocritical. I feel like Ak has a, damned if you do, damned if you don't type of situation where he's like, yo, y'all niggas need to squash the beef. They squash the beef. I'm like, damn, y'all niggas squash that? Okay, I get you. We talked about that already, so I don't got to clear that up. But the same thing you're actually accusing someone of is what the entire culture has been saying to you. You've been talking about rats, this, cooperating, mentioning, and then some of these things happen, and you've acted like you're a victim now.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You saying that goddamn.
First of all, how are you getting mad at Thug for mentioning rats when Gunna is the son of King Troop, and King Troop is Thug's big homie. King Troop passed away, and Young Thug made a promise to King Troop to look after Gunna. But when they get into a situation, and let's not act like Gunna don't have no type of say-so in being YSL and all that. This nigga is on camera saying he the slimiest Crip because Gunna is Crip. That's a fact. Everybody knows this. Gunna was walking with Crips in the club Crucial and all that. Facts. He said he the slimiest Crip, he YSL, right? Cool. So that means that he shouldn't be telling. And secondly, Gunna was gonna get out of jail regardless. He was gonna get out of jail in like the next year. But no, he wanted to tell. He told on Young Thug. And Brian Steele says, hey, now that Gunna is saying that YSL is definitely a gang, this is gonna be a harder trial now. He has the right to say that Gunna snaked him because he put Gunna onto a lot of money and success. Thug took Gunna under his wing and helped Gunna's career. Why shouldn't he say that? This is also the son of King Troop, who is Thug's big homie. King Troop is gone. Right? He don't expect Gunna to do exactly what he did. That was a super snake move what Gunna did. And he lied to 21 Savage and etc. Gunna did a very nasty snake move. And if you don't see it that way, it's because you either don't understand the situation, you refuse to see it from Thug's perspective, and if you was in Thug's shoes, you would be very upset. What Gunna did is not honorable. What Gunna did was disgusting. I will never listen to Gunna ever again. And I think Gunna makes great music, but I'm not listening to Gunna because I don't believe Gunna. I'm not listening to your music. I have no reason to listen to you. I listen to Thug music before I listen to Gunna music, and I already do. So people who are trying to act like Gunna is honorable or Gunna is in the right, you're an idiot. Because you don't understand what it means when somebody tells on you. Have you ever been locked up before, champ? Have you ever had handcuffs put on you? I don't want you to experience that, but I'm just saying, due to the lifestyle, and I really don't believe that niggas should be rich and actively gangbanging, because I don't think that's smart. I don't think niggas should be actively gangbanging while being rich, because that doesn't make sense to me. Like, you don't have a reason to be doing that. You can actually leave the hood and leave this all behind. Actually, I don't think it's smart for anyone to be banging and doing all that. But since you niggas did what you did, you know, whatever, it's still not honorable for him to tell. I'm just saying, it's disgusting. And nobody should be saying that it's honorable, but, you know, people gonna do what they do. At the end of the day, we can't control people. We got a whole new batch of people that are here now. These ain't the same people that I'm used to seeing. These are some new hip-hop people, because I ain't never seen these niggas before, and they're coming in the culture on weirdo type timing. Now, all of a sudden, it's cool to tell. It's cool to be a Geppetto and a Grapist. All this is cool. Yeah, being a Geppetto is cool now. According to some people think being a Geppetto and a Grapist is cool. That's what I heard. That's the word on the street. So listen, when the crime rate goes up because of these things, just remember what I just told you. But let's keep this going, because apparently Wack 100 has something to say about Thug. So let's keep this thing going.
I'm from recording, my homie, the Valley 818 projects called the Knobs. I'm original baby gangster. Ain't nobody bigger than.
Stop it. We're gonna stop it right there, nigga. What do you mean you're an original baby gangster? You cannot go back to that hood. You can't go back to that hood. You can't go back to that hood, original baby gangster, nigga. You ain't banged Paru in ages. You can't go back to your hood. The OGs want to put you in the air. Who are you, original baby gangster from what? Didn't you turn down a fade and then escape the set and all that? Champ, you ain't put in no pain, nigga. You was only Paru for like, what, a year? Maybe less than that. Nigga was Paru for 12 seconds, nigga. This nigga acting like he put in pain, nigga. You didn't put in more internet pain than you did outside, champ. Right? You're not recognized in Pacoima, and we both know this. You dig? That's what's gonna happen. Nigga keep talking Paru. You cannot go to Pacoima Paru though. You can't go to the Paru section of Pacoima. And this is a fact. Cause if you are seen there, champ, you will become a pack. Yeah, nigga. You will become a pack of cigarettes. Alright? Literally. But let's continue.
The program, homie. And you ain't never seen me sit in front of a motherfucker and not repeat to him in his face what I've already said.
In his face?
Show me one.
Nigga, you're on the phone. You're online. In whose face? There ain't too many faces you been in front of. Nigga, there ain't too many faces you been in front of. Whose face? Chip, the last time you was face to face with anyone, you was getting chased out of the Game's album release party by some Rolling 60s Crips. Big U's little homie and company, to be very much exact. Yeah, Tiny Drawers and them chased you out of the Game's album release party into the parking lot where you were seen with some mall cops. There was some mall cops, I guess you for protection with the mall cops. When you was in the parking lot. Champ, what are you talking about? Face to face, ain't too many faces you been in front of, nigga. You on Clubhouse, YouTube, and like, nigga, you ain't been in front of nobody's face. I mean, the last time you seen a few, I mean, what was the nigga name who knocked Whack out at Rolling Loud? Nipsey Hussle bodyguard. I forgot bro's name, but he knocked Whack out. Another person you seen face to face. He knocked you clean out, champ. He had you sleep for a good 30 minutes. You took a 30-minute nap, champ. Yeah. He knocked whatever pyro you thought you had. It was going for 30 minutes. 30 minutes flat, at least. Alright? He knocked the pyro wind out your body, and you were sleeping for 30 minutes. And you woke up and you didn't know what the hell happened, champ. Right? Didn't know what happened. These are facts. So I don't know where the hell you getting this nonsense from, acting as though you was in front of said people. You wasn't in front of nobody, champ. You was in front of the police station, maybe. Maybe you was there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
Nah, that's true. I give you that.
It didn't happen 4-5 times.
Yeah, but I do
what it
think
is.
Thug is a different case. But I'm gonna be honest with you. What I've realized.
What do you mean? Thug is a different case? How?
Because I've never seen people this side. Yo, I've heard people come out loudly and just disassociate or call somebody whatever.
Bro, you gotta look. Act. Let's go through the podcast base. Joe Budden, yourself, Gillian Wallow, Drink Champs, Vlad, No Jumper, Bootleg Kev. Bro, the only space that remotely stands in with me is community, and that's AD, and I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna limit that to AD and Pun, right? The rest of them, they think how they think. I don't really take it serious because I know they really ain't tripping like that.
Hold on.
Hold
on. Let me pull this. G Money says, I remember when Wank was on this channel and you was all nervous drinking from an empty cup. Ha ha ha, ghost drinking. I was drinking from an empty cup. Hey, champ, you drinking from empty nuts. Did you know that, champ? How was I nervous drinking from an empty cup when there was something in the cup? You came in here hate watching. You came in here with Frank in your mouth. How are you saying I'm nervous about what? How would I be nervous? What am I nervous about? You nervously gargling Frank, champ. Like, that's what you're nervously doing. By the way, you nervously gargling Frank. Champ, I remember when Wack was up here and you was nervous. Nervous about what? What was I nervous about? How was I nervous? What would make me nervous? There's baby mud in your nervous system. Like, that's a fact. Like, you have baby mud in your nervous system because you keep drinking. You keep slurping, champ. Yeah. Your nervous system has baby mud in it. Now, that's nervous, right? Can we agree? At least say you agree, champ. Like, come on. Can you agree that you're on your knees at least, champ? Just agree. I just want you to agree because we just got to be real about the situation, champ. It's baby mud in your nervous system, right? Oh, I thought so, champ. But let's continue.
Know what it's supposed to be, but every now and then he'll say fucking and take the high road, whatever. But ain't none of these other niggas, bro. None of these other niggas on some real shit, respectfully, when it comes to what I know about this industry, where I've been, the time I done did, right? Could have had this conversation. Nephew them out of Philly, I think his name was like Oskino or something like that.
Okay.
He a motherfucker that got some credentials. But Wallow, come on. Wallow wasn't a nigga in jail. He wasn't in there for no gangster shit. And he wasn't in there doing no gangster shit. He gonna tell you that. Philly, real Philly niggas gonna tell you he just a rapper. Right? You know this shit. So a lot of these people, when it comes to this subject matter, are gonna see it their way, but it ain't the way of the rules, bro.
Hold on. He says keep sipping that. You're the only one that's sipping ghost water. Because what happens is what projects from Frank is wet ghost, champ. And you're the only one that's sipping that. It sounds like you're projecting. I'll be honest. Like Frank is projecting ghost water and you're projecting about you actually drinking ghost water. By the way. Because you didn't have nothing else of value to say. Listen. I just want to make sure that you peel the pubic hair off the Jolly Rancher from under your mother's couch, all right, before you eat it. Make sure you at least peel off the pubic hair, because I know there's a pubic hair belt around that Jolly Rancher you about to eat from under your mother's couch, champ. So I just want you to make sure you at least peel. I don't want you to get pubic hair in your neck, champ. I mean, you already have enough pubic hair there. So let's not add to the pubic hair that's already in your neck. All right, champ? Do the man that favor, at least. You're trying, champ. I get it. You're trying, but you're projecting, champ. Yeah, you're projecting the ghost water that you're sipping. By the way, yeah, champ. Oh, champ, let's continue.
It's just not.
I feel like more people were vocal about definitely 6ix9ine, but definitely Gunna.
Because they racist. If 6ix9ine would have been black, the whole New York would have stood up for him. But because he was a little Latin kid.
Oh yeah, this is a stupid narrative. This nigga said, hey, if 6ix9ine was black, nigga, if 6ix9ine was black, yellow, purple, or gold, then nigga still would have been scrutinized. You said it's because he's Hispanic. Nigga, that don't got nothing to do with it. There are no celebrated black rats in New York City. It's because he's Hispanic. Nigga always on niggas is always on rat defense. Niggas is always on rat defense, nigga. Niggas is always on the defensive end when it comes to niggas who told. So all of the tellers are just good people all of a sudden. That's crazy. That doesn't even make sense. Everybody who tells is just good Samaritans all of a sudden, ain't they? Oh, champ. Oh, champ. Run up these likes, man. How many likes we got? Smash up on a like. Come on, bro.
Getting money, dominating. They was already hating on it. We already watched this shit. Max B on his way home. The paperwork is out. His brother Pooh Sims is...
Oh my God, they gonna violate. Yo, bro, this is nasty. So I already know what this is. So okay, let me keep y'all up to speed. Max B coming home in November. These POSs are gonna make it their duty to make Max B look like a rat. And they already tried to do it years prior. These POSs, Whack, Trap LaRosse, Seti Nash, especially Seti Nash, Poetic Flacco, Charleston White, all these people are gonna try to make Max B look like a rat. Just watch. Whack is already telling you. Whack is already telling you. Now, Max B's not an internet guy. Max B has been incarcerated for most of this little internet era, to be honest. I don't know how Max B is going to deal with the scrutiny, because I don't know. But the Max B slander and the Lazo Max B are going to be real crazy when he comes home. So just prepare yourselves for it. Every time somebody official comes home, who else just came home? Pooh Shiesty just came home. As soon as word get around that Pooh Shiesty and drops his first video, they're going to try to make it seem like Pooh Shiesty is a rat. You see where this is going? They're trying to create this narrative that all these rap niggas is rats. That's what they're trying to do. Again, these guys are mad that they keep being called rats, so now they're going to try to make it seem like every official person that came home is a rat. Pooh Shiesty literally pretty much is home. They're going to call Pooh Shiesty a rat. Max B's on his way out. They're already having a plan for when Max B come home. It's gonna get nasty, bro. I'm just gonna say that. And I'm a definitely a big Max B fan, so it's gonna be crazy, man. Run up these likes though, but just prepare yourselves for what's next.
He told, we found the paperwork. He's gonna come home in New York because he's black. Gonna stand with him. What you want? Everybody know about it. We put it out on the 100 side about a year ago. It's right there. Bullshit.
Damn. So you're telling me if you had an interview with Thug, you would tell him like, Thug, I'm gonna be honest.
Nigga, you violated blood power rule. You did too much talking. You was penning. Nigga, that's it. Ain't nobody bigger than the program, man.
You're a cop. You're bad. You got the biggest badge in the game. You're a cop. You're a policeman. You're a Paru lieutenant, nigga. You're a Paru lieutenant. That's what you are, champ. I don't know why y'all keep trying to make it seem like everybody who's official is a rat. The people you keep calling rats then did way more than you. The people who you're calling rats have done things. The people that you're calling rats are official people. People recognize these individuals as someone. You are a nobody. Your only claim to fame is calling niggas rats and talking on Clubhouse and all this weird stuff. This is what you niggas is known for. Y'all not known for nothing that's honorable. How you don't have any honorable mentions. Nobody mentions you for any honorable reason. They just look at you as a pest because you're a rat. You act as a rat. People think you're a rat. You are a pest. Alright? You're a pest. People think you're a rat and etc. That's how it works. You're a pest, champ. And if people look at you as a pest, it's just because it's only in your rat nature to be a pest. That's a fact. You dig? Oh, champ. Let's keep it going.
Nigga dead on me. What the fuck is you talking about, bro? What else am I supposed to say?
Hey, listen, sir. Hey, you know, I'm a civilian, so I can't stamp none of these things. But I was watching Big
That's
Bank.
it, my nigga. Like,
I was watching Big Bank, hoping Big Bank would give us some clarity. He didn't. And then this guy right here, supposedly some super street dude, he was just skinning and grinning. Like it didn't feel like
Big Bank in Atlanta. Maybe he trying to save her a relationship. But I bet you this. Big Bank, I guarantee you this, will not say what Thug did on that 2-hour interrogation tape is solid and ain't wrong. He will not.
We got David D with $4.99 in town taxes. He says, Wax sounds like he ain't never told the truth in his life. Unless it's to the police. Sounds about right, but even they lying to the police, man. They'll lie to the police. Listen, man, what people need to understand is that when it comes to RICOs are not always based on the truth. They be based off narratives too. RICOs are not always based on facts. It could be based off of narratives. It could be anything. Like, bro, they could tie you into something that ain't got nothing to do with you, bro. They can say somebody who not a gang member is a gang member. Understand? Like, look what happened with goddamn the what they call the big drawdown in LA. Loose Cannon is being claimed to be a Rolling 60s Crip. That nigga is not Rolling 60s Crip. He not from LA. He not from Rolling 60s. The nigga is from IE. He ain't even from LA. But guess what? They got him up in that RICO though. Why? Because of Whack 100. Whack 100 used a Loose Cannon and got Loose Cannon caught up in the RICO. Facts. So RICO's not always based on the truth. It could be based on a lie too. And it could make anybody seem like they in conjunction to a RICO. It's a fact. You got people in the big drawdown who not even gang members. And that's a fact.
I deny that the nigga violated and nigga you look like you cooperating working and we gonna deem that as telling. Ain't no way Big Bank will ever say, cause for Big Bank to say that tells us he'll do it too.
This is nasty, gang. I ain't gonna lie. This is disgusting. Listen, last thing I'm gonna say. These guys are very, very insecure about themselves. So what they do is they try to bring down people who have way more love than they ever gonna have. And that's a fact. They got way more love than all of the people that they talk about. So that's why they talk crazy about these people. They do it on purpose. They do it because they want more notoriety, or they mad they not getting enough notoriety. That's why they doing it. It's gonna be the same old. Like I said, like Wax said, when Max B come home, they gonna say he rap. Pooh Shiesty basically home, they gonna say he a rap. That's what they gonna do. Sue Surf about to come home, they gonna call Sue Surf a rap. Plus Sue Surf is tied to Big U. So go figure, right? This is how it's gonna be, and people gonna buy into it. They're gonna say so and so's a rat, and so and so's a rat, and he's a rat, and he's a rat. This is the type of nerd behavior that hip hop is now in right now. This type of nerd behavior is dwelling deep in the hip hop space, and that's just where it's at right now, unfortunately. But this is what it is. You dig? But hey, and make sure you hit the like button. If you watch this later, make sure you hit the hype button. You gotta swipe left until you see that hype button. Alright? But we're gonna have more content later. Alright, also make sure you subscribe to the Mayor's second channel, which is in the chat. Will also be in the comments. It's a fire channel. It's my second channel, almost 1,000 members, 1,000 subs in an entire month. We getting very close, and I'm about to monetize the channel real soon too. It's getting close. Alright? And also make sure you join the Mayor's Discord, which will also be in the comment section. Alright? This light been wild on the entire stream. But one last thing before we get all the way up out of here. Are you ready, gang? It's the Mayor, the one and only New York Mayor, F. Eric Adams, and you rocking with the town favorite Showface News. It's Big Gotham, and you already know it's a town versus everybody at all times. Hit the like, share the video. I'm about it here, gang. Salute.